I don't know the exact amount to the last toy because it's not my money. It's something that belongs to the company. So my son was also in the mix.
Former Prime Minister Peter O'Neill's recent media statement has shed light on concerning aspects of the Connect PNG program, alleging significant irregularities and questionable practices. O'Neill has revealed documents provided by concerned public servants which indicate substantial payments made to individuals closely associated with Prime Minister James Marape, including his blood relative Moses Palipe. According to O'Neill, Palipe's company, Ipwen's Construction, has been awarded contracts totaling over 3.5 billion kina and has received payments exceeding 743 million kina within the span of 8 months. O'Neill further asserts that Palipe has been involved in the transportation of large sums of cash during the 2022 national general election, raising suspicions about the nature of these transactions. Adding substance to Peter O'Neill allegations, a large amount of money was confiscated from James Marape's son during the 2022 election. A police officer and Mospal Marape, son of James Marape, along with cousin Seth Palipe, son of the owner of Ipwen's Construction, were apprehended at Como Airport with 1.6 million kina in cold hard cash and military attire. Security forces intercepted them en route to Tare. Mospal Marape and Seth Palipe spent 2 days in custody, released at 10 p.m., as extra ballot papers were also discovered and burned. Prime Minister Marape denies the money's connection to his election expenses.
It's not illegal money, a private company. He operates a construction site in the province. He had to bring in those money for its.
Moreover, O'Neill has highlighted payments made to other companies allegedly linked to Marape, such as Amicu and Sons Construction Limited, Construct Oceanic Limited, Civilian Pack, and Albert Limited. He has raised concerns about potential conflicts of interest and the susceptibility of these companies to manipulation for personal gain. In a separate statement, East Sepik Governor Allan has voiced his apprehensions regarding the governance of the Connect PNG program. Bird has questioned the constitutionality of the program, citing Section 209 of the Constitution, which safeguards future revenues for subsequent generations and aims to protect citizens from political overreach. Bird expresses dismay over the discrepancy between the government's initial commitment to allocate 1 billion kina annually for 20 years to Connect PNG and the actual allocation of 7.5 billion kina within just 2 years, far exceeding the allocated budget. He raises concerns about the program's off-the-book status and the potential ramifications of committing future revenue without proper parliamentary approval.
Furthermore, Bird warns of the risk of contractors running out of funds due to inadequate budget allocation, potentially leading to project delays or disruptions. He stresses the importance of transparent governance and accountability in managing public funds, urging for greater scrutiny and oversight of Connect PNG contracts to ensure fiscal responsibility and sustainable development. These statements by O'Neill and Bird underscore the urgency of addressing the alleged improprieties within the Connect PNG program and implementing measures to safeguard against corruption, nepotism, and financial mismanagement. As discussions unfold, it is imperative for stakeholders to prioritize transparency, adherence to constitutional principles, and the prudent allocation of public resources for the benefit of all Papua New Guineans.